Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome back to the Alchemical Life podcast. If you do not know the guest that is coming onto this podcast, you are just so behind. You need to get your shit together because Veronica is back. This is our third podcast together.
Three.
Three. So Veronica's back, and today, if you're not here to have a good time, you can just you can just click off because we're literally just going to be talking mad shit this entire podcast. We're going to be talking about huge trainer pet peeves we have. I really don't think we have any other agenda. We might end up going and riffing into some other things, but I think I just want to complain. What a good week to just bitch for both of us.
We both need this right now based on the conversation we had before this. We're ready.
We 100% need this right now. So, okay, you've made a list though. You're like prepared?
I have a few things. Yes, I don't know. I didn't make an extensive list, but I have things.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Because I want to, so I think we should do trainer pet peeves. I think we should break it up into categories. I think we should do trainer pet peeves with like gym people, other people just interacting with people in a gym setting. And then we can do trainer pet peeves with other trainers. And then we can do trainer pet peeves with our clients or clients we've had previously.
Yes.
So let's start broad. And I think we should go trainer pet peeves with just like the gym and then the surrounding NPCs in said gym. I don't deal with this anymore, but I have plenty from when I did deal with this. So
the commercial gym. Okay, first of all, we're gonna pop that.
We're good. There she goes again.
Okay. So I'm gonna say one right off the bat, and it's because I called out my hockey boys yesterday for it, and I told them, I said, you will get made fun of if you do this anywhere else. And honestly, I made fun of them on the spot there, so they also got made fun of at my gym. But they put the bigger plates over the smaller plates on the bar. And it just was all out of order, all out of whack, looked absolutely ridiculous. And oh yeah, so they had like 2 5s and then a 10-pound bumper plate over the 2 5s. So first of all, just put 2 10s on, man. Like put 2 10s on. But they had the smaller plates and then the bigger plate and then the clip. And then one kid put, which was just something that I called him out for because that's not how you do it, but he put the 5 over top of the clip. And I'm like, buddy, I looked at him as he was putting it on. He didn't take off the clip. He just put on another 5. And I was like, what do you think the clip is for? He said, to hold it. And I said, is it going to hold it if it's on the inside of the plate? No. So I made him take it off and redo it. But just keep your plates in the appropriate order on the bar. And even for size, don't have like your 10-pound bumper plate and then your 45. And especially in the commercial gym where they had like the actual diameter size change, then you're just going to look ridiculous. But that's definitely a pet peeve.
Yeah, I think for me, to expound upon that, if you use like 2 different 45s, like some people will use like 2 different 45-pound plates that just like they don't match. That bothers me so much. It bothers me so much. And then also the same thing, if you put the lighter weights when you're re-racking and then heavier weights over, like as somebody who's maneuvering those plates all fucking day long with my clients, it is so frustrating. Like my people know now when they come in here, they're like, Abigail's OCD, so we have to put it back in the right place because I'm like, yo, if you put fucking 35s, like you take the 25s off, you put the 35s on at the end, and you put the 25s, like this is how you rack them up. Like it's the same as putting it on the bar, that's how you re-rack. I don't know, it's like a thing. And then also another one is, I know that some people have their thing, but the dang pussy pads, I call them, that you wear, the neck pads on the bar.
The neck pads for the bar, I can't stand them.
Dude, you know what happened? I actually used them. I was working out. I was young. I was probably like 15 or 16, and I just started working out. And I would wear the bar pads because I actually do have like my cervical vertebra stick the fuck out. Like they be sticking out. First of all, if the bar is sitting on your vertebra like that, you're not actually putting the bar on properly.
It's not an indication.
It's an indication that you're not actually like racking.
You're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong, right?
Do it right.
But anyway, so neither here nor there. I was using the pad, and my trainer, who's like a mentor of mine, also was like my boss, also just a good friend of mine now, Drew. He comes over, and it's so funny because most trainers like would not say this to a 15-year-old kid, that he knew how such a shit he could. He comes over and he's like, yo, you know, if you wear that pad, you're like such a pussy, right? I was like, fuck.
You're
So
like,
I
damn it.
immediately, so I immediately take the pad and I throw it off. I never, after that, ever wore a pad, ever.
Oh, I've never used that thing. I can't, and then you have contact with the bar on your body. It's just wiggling around everywhere. It's absolutely ridiculous. If you're gonna use it for like a hip thrust or something, sure, go for it. Or I'll like set up a really low, like rear foot elevated split squat and put that on so nobody's ankle is like directly on the bar. But it's like, do not use it for squats. Do not like just put the bar on your back. And you know what? It builds character. That's why people do Zercher squats because they build character. Just hold the bar in your elbow pits until you can't feel your arms anymore. Like I don't know.
Dude,
It's like
watching
it's called bone density. Like get some. You're gonna be fine.
watching who was it? Austin Yoakum the other day doing a 405. Shout out Austin Yoakum. He definitely does not listen to this podcast. But Austin Yoakum, like he did a 405 front squat double, or not for Zercher squat double, and I was like, how nasty is that to just be holding? It's less even the weight for like a front rack position. It's the fact that it's in his fucking arms.
Yeah.
Like,
Was that the guy? No, I think was that the guy? No, it was a different guy because it was more than that, I think. But he deadlifted the bar to his thighs, then squatted down and put it in a like then did a Zercher from there. And it was with like a stupid amount of weight. Yeah. Yeah.
the another person, I mean, somebody who I would expect doing that is like Alec Blennis. He's also insane, and he's crazy too because he's an endurance, he's like a hyper endurance athlete. And so he I don't even know, I just made up a word. Hyper endurance athlete doesn't
Hyper
exist.
endurance. This is it's a new term.
Hyper endurance athlete.
Instead of hybrid athlete, it's gonna be hyper endurance. Just
But I'm sitting
ADHD
there,
combined with your running. Like
bro. I literally will sit there and I'm like, looking at the shit that he's doing, and I'm just like, I am not working hard enough. But like he'll do like a 20-mile run and then he'll lift. And when I say like he's not fucking around in his lifting either. Like it's hard for me. I'm not gonna lie, like I lift after I run, but my lift is like it's a struggle. Like I'm definitely weaker than if I were just lifting and not running. And this dude will still be putting out like crazy fucking numbers on a deadlift, RDL, doing like crazy weighted hip airplanes. Like I'm just like, I don't,
yeah.
I don't get it. But maybe I'll get there. I don't know. You have to adjust to the volume, I suppose. You have to adjust to the insanity. I don't
I
know.
respect it. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
It is wild. I think.
That's
Okay, back
that's
to the
the
peeves.
only appropriate like that's what I would actually deem. I hate like the term hybrid athlete because people have just made it such a unfortunate like slang term now. But that's actually what I would define as like somebody who could actually deserve that title in a respectable way. Like if they could do stuff like that.
Oh, that's actually a hybrid athlete. Yeah.
Hmm.
Otherwise, it's
Hmm.
not. Otherwise, you're just people will be like, I did, burpees in between my run. I'm a hybrid athlete. I'm like, no, stop. You're just
You
an
just went
idiot.
to a CrossFit box in your local community and did what was on the board. And now
Just
you're calling yourself a hybrid athlete.
you're just a dumbass. Yeah, no, for real. Another pet peeve of mine. Yo, actually, speaking of CrossFit, people who will be in not a CrossFit gym, they're in a basic gym, and they will take up like half the floor to do a CrossFit style workout. Like they're rolling out all of their shit. It's like, go pay for a membership at a CrossFit box. Stop doing this. Like this is a regular
Yeah.
gym with regular people trying to use the space, and you're out here setting up for some like crazy CrossFit training workout because what, you don't want to pay for a fucking CrossFit membership or what? Because you're like not strong enough to do, like, go be a CrossFitter. If you want to go CrossFit, go be a CrossFitter.
Do it in an appropriate space. It's like the people doing muscle ups on like the TRX A-frames. Or, no, you know what? To piggyback off of that, the shadow boxing in the commercial gym. I can't. I lose it. Like, imagine if I went to a big name here is Good Life. That's where I started. Imagine me going into a Good Life and then just like pulling guard on someone. Like, how ridiculous is that? Is not the time, man. Like, it's not the time. Go do a stretch, go to the cables and warm up your pecs. I don't care. But like, oh
Bro, I was so that person when I first started training jujitsu. And it's so cringe to even think about, like, in between sets trying to like keep your heart rate up by doing some bullshit. Oh my
Were you
God.
doing like
My
judo rolls down the floor and just like
dude, my like 18-year-olds, I'm like, "Ugh, I can't." It's
technical stand-ups to like get up from everywhere, just like
the only proper way to get off the fucking floor is a technical
uh,
stand up. Now, and I literally, I'll be training jujitsu. I won't even technical stand up. I'm like, it hurts me. I can't even. I'm sitting there. I feel like such an old woman now that I'm running. I was talking to my clients about it. I'm like, I understand now why y'all will get to a certain distance on the ground and then just sort of trust fall the rest of the way because your legs are just done helping you. And after a hard run, bro, that is me. I'll be going to demo something for a client and I'll be like down, 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 and then I just fall the rest of the way. I'm like, this is how it's gonna be. Like I can't fucking my quads and that deep knee flexion, bro. They just ain't there anymore. They're not.
that's
They
so
they,
funny.
they
When
turned
I
off
uh
on me.
when I tore my ACL last summer, I had to demo. I didn't have to. I could have just told people to do a Cossack squat, like or a Cossack lunge, and it probably would have been fine. But I decided that I wanted to be good at my job, so I demoed it. I went obviously to my good leg, not to my torn leg, but I just sat there and I knew I couldn't get up. I was in the bottom of this like deep ass side lunge. I knew I wasn't getting up. So I just told everyone, I was like, questions? No? Okay, go. And I waited there until everyone turned away and wasn't looking at me. And I just like collapsed to the floor and somehow wormed my way back up to being vertical. I have no idea what happened.
That is fucking so relatable. I can't even. I am my own. Speaking of pet peeves, I am my own pet peeve. I,
I hate
I am.
myself.
I am. I am my own pet peeve. I've done, yeah, by the way, everybody, like, I've probably done every single pet peeve that we're about to go through. Like, I've probably done because I am not Veronica. She's actually a chill human and a Canadian, so she's like respectful. I'm just a little shit fucking kid. Oh man, I've done all the horrible cringe stuff. Um, Another thing is, I guess with the taking up a lot of space, like people who have like they'll like rotate between like four pieces of equipment. I cannot stand that. And that's an obvious one. Ooh, a non-obvious one. People who will be listening to music in their headphones and then start singing out loud. Bitch, shut up. I can't hear what you're saying. Like, I don't know what song. And oh, especially when it's like a girl who thinks like she's like loves to sing. And
Oh,
oh my God, there's this one girl in her gym and she would go around and acting like she's in the goddamn musical, bro. And she's got her headphones in. Nobody can hear your song. Nobody hears the soundtrack. And she's out here like, yeah, like, shut up, dude. I can't. Shut up. You are not Hannah Montana. Like, chill the
oh
fuck out. I could
man.
not. It would, I mean, oh, and she'd do it in the bathroom. I'm like out there trying to just take a shit. I've got 2 seconds in between my clients, and I hear Adele just immediately enter the bathroom. I cannot.
No, no. It's so funny. There's the level of like awareness that's just missing when you go into a commercial gym. And it's honestly entertaining, but then there's just some days where you can't. Like you got the girl singing. We had this one guy at our gym, we called him the Viking. He had a nickname. You could and okay, we're in a gym. You're allowed to smell like you've been working out. You could smell this man hours after he left the building. Like you could walk in and you knew he was there at least within the last 3 hours. It was so bad. He had this long rat tail all the way down to his butt. He got kicked out of our gym because he wouldn't follow the hygiene policy. There's a the hygiene policy at a gym is so bare minimum, like so bare minimum.
So
And
bare.
this
You
man
just need to not smell
did
you
not
need
meet
to
it.
smell like you've showered within the last week, and that's
he
it.
he did not. He clearly did not. People would like he would walk to a machine and everyone would scatter just as be as far away from him as possible. I kid you not. It was wild.
There
Yeah,
was
and he also just wasn't nice. I wouldn't flame people normally, but like this guy was also just a dick. So
oh
I
no,
ignored
I'd
him.
flame. There was this one dude who would like clear a room for
Yeah,
sure. Like
yeah.
at least they would always like this one dude. He would always go into this little cardio room. But I mean, when I say like it didn't matter how many people were in there, the room was empty by the time he was. And then we would always have to like get a fan in there and like fumigate the fucking place because it was just a whole, yeah.
Just
It
burn
was,
it down. Burn the whole thing down. There's no
it
fixing
just
it.
the gym is one of those places where I'm just like it makes me question society. as a whole. Like I'm just like, if this is
Hmm.
what like a community is, what is happening? Like what is going on? Like I'm just like everyone is in their own world. Everyone's messy. We're not like so many people are just not nice.
Hmm.
Y'all stink. Like what is going on? And because I would be, you and me, like we're in there all day, so we see like the whole array. We see from like 6A to 6P, bro. Just like all the people. And I mean, like for the most part, people are normal. They go in, they get their session in, whatever. They put their weights up. But then you get like probably like a group of in that 12-hour block, like 20 to 50 people, where you're just like, how are you still alive?
How do you have
Truly.
kept yourself alive this long? Yeah.
How have you kept yourself alive this long? How could you even afford this membership, to be honest? Because I'm like so confused as to like, do you have a job? What's going like where do you what do you we and some of them are married. I'm like, how do you make this work? Like what is your spouse like? I just don't understand. Like are you guys just as dirty as at home? I don't know what's going on, but it is wild.
Yeah, it's very a unique species of people go into the, and again, most of the time, like it's just your average Joes going in, getting their workout or whatever, like just people who like going to gyms like that because of access to equipment, machines, and perfect. But like you said, just once in a while, there's like that, like 50 to 75 people in a day, and you're just looking at them like, how did you get here? What happened to you? But it's
Oh, I've completely
yeah,
lost
sorry.
Veronica.
There was an
She just
emergency
went
alert that I
out.
probably
She's
should have read
back.
before I made it disappear on my phone. It either was an Amber Alert or a weather situation, but I'm sure it's fine. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here today. um, do you want to move on to? Okay, so that's general commercial. Jim, do you have any other
What
pet
the
peeves
fuck?
just in the general space?
No, I think we should move
Okay.
from let's do clients and then we'll do
Client pet
trainers.
peeves, as
So do we
in
have
you
you
start.
can
You start
start
with
with
that
some
one
client
because I
pet
usually know what you
peeves.
mean.
Like I really hate if a when a client comes in and I do not mind when a client asks questions. I do not mind when a client is inquiring about things. I actually love to nerd out about stuff. So when they ask me, they're like, "Hey, why are we doing this? What's going on?" I love that. But when you can tell they are trying to like fight you, like they are coming to you for help and guidance, and then they're almost trying to like fight you on the thing that you're trying to do, like not in a berating like a why are we doing, I don't deal with clients like this anymore, thank God. But when I first started training, I would deal with it quite frequently, and it would just be so frustrating because it's almost like, are you trying to prove like that you don't need a trainer? Are you trying to prove why you are affording the trainer? Like I am just so confused. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when somebody is being like
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
about
no,
their
100%.
inquiry and
Okay, I
wanting
totally
to
agree with that.
question. I cannot stand that.
First thing that came to mind for me too was when people request like very either popular slots in your day or like kind of slots that you wouldn't normally put a client in, and then either consistently show up late or don't show up. And it's just like, again, like I don't have too many of those anymore, but starting out in the commercial space, I had this one client who said the only time she would work out is 5 a.m. And this was the only 5 a.m. client I ever took on. It was 3 times a week for 6 months, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5 a.m. She consistently showed up at 10 after 5 and then insisted that she needed to walk on the treadmill for 5 minutes before we could start as her warm up. And I was just new and I wasn't good. I was like 23 years old and not good at telling this grown ass woman like what she should be doing. But after doing it was right when I first started. After 6 months of that, I was like, no, she didn't see any results. You know why? Because I told her to log her food. And you know what she did is she put in, she was honest at least. But when I went to go look at her food log that she put in, she was having McDonald's for breakfast on her way home, then having pizza and Coke at the office for lunch. And then she'd come in and complain that she wasn't losing any weight when she'd show up 10 minutes late and just not be with it, like was not in it at all, wasn't excited to be there. I'm like, you asked for this time. Anyway, I ended up passing her off to another trainer who had the same issues. But that was the first time I ever fired a client, was after 6 months of that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't usually fire clients. I
Yeah.
usually kind of just let them either
Yeah.
leave or I'll pass them off to somebody. But I guess that is firing. But yeah, that's a good one. I will say when people show up consistently late, or I have clients that come in early all the time, but if they come in early and they're expecting to just get
Yeah.
immediately started with their session, when I'm very clearly working with another client. This I don't again deal with too much anymore. Sometimes a little bit I do,
Yeah.
but I've learned to respectfully like nip that in the bud really quick, which is yeah, if you're extremely early, I'll be like, "Hey girl, like get a walk in, start
Yeah.
warming up or whatever," because
That's
I'm just
funny. I've
I'm
never had that before. I've
like
never had that where
I'm
somebody's
on
come in
someone
and just
else's time.
expected to
Like
like
this is
get
someone
started
else's
right away
time.
when
This is
I'm
not
clearly doing something else. That's wild.
well, my the way that I like to train and I'm in here is I'm kind of like you're done when you're done. Like I don't really like I pay off the time
Yeah.
and stuff, but like I'm very grateful that a lot of people in here it's like a community. And so when people come in, it's like
Yeah.
they'll come in a little early, they leave late. People are friends with each other. They chat now, so it doesn't really again it's not really an issue now because if people come in early, sometimes they
Yeah.
come in early because they want to warm up and like chat with whoever's coming, like whoever's before them, and they just want to hang out and stuff. But I would have it where there would be a couple of times where someone comes in early and then they just do that thing where they just sort of stand there. And I'm just like, I'm just, Like I will when I was in the gym, I'd be like, go hop on the treadmill. Or sometimes in here, I'm like, go hop on the treadmill. Or, um, or I'll make a comment and I'll be like, hey, get warmed up. Like, I'm still, and I will immediately turn away and make it very clear, like my attention is on this other client right now.
Hmm.
Especially if it's somebody who I'm working with, if
Yeah.
they're new and I have not, like, I have to be kind
Yeah.
of more hands on with them. It's
Yeah.
like, bro, I don't
Yeah.
have time to talk to you. Like,
Yeah.
this is not your time, actually. This is, it's literally not your time. So that's a pet peeve. And then I think in with that, it was tying in, what was it? It was, not if people are if people just straight up late no like just no show or I don't deal with this anymore really ever almost ever
Yeah.
but if people very last minute cancel or no show I that pisses me off so much because I block people off really strategically and also I'm trying to fit everybody in and so there have been times when I've said no to clients because I'm like I don't have this time and then people just would like
Yeah.
would
I
not
find
show up and I'm like
I'm at a
fuck
point
this
too
shit
where
this is super super
if
annoying.
that happens, it's rare for like that individual. Like, it happens regularly enough in my schedule that I've become pretty adaptable. So I'll just use the hour for something else. But when I could have put somebody else in, I do get a bit frustrated. But I don't know. I don't have many people that are consistently doing that. It's like everybody's kind of taken their turn and it's random. You know what I mean? And they don't just not show up, but it's like the last minute cancel of, oh, like not feeling well or whatever. And yeah, I think there's an element of like demanding some respect for your time, which if it happens, I give people kind of like one or two freebies of like life happens. I tell them that right off the bat. And then if it starts to continue to happen, then you just have that hard conversation with them. It's honestly not even a hard conversation because at that point, it's like, this isn't going to work if this is going to keep happening. But, and then I have other clients that it's funny actually because they'll cancel last minute because of like health concerns that we discussed when they first signed on with me. And they said, hey, if my symptoms are flaring, I might have to cancel last minute sometimes. So I just put them in slots that are a bit more convenient for me. So if they do cancel, and then I charge them anyway because they need that for insurance purposes to show that they're missing sessions because of their symptoms. So it actually like, I don't know. Like there are some cases where it's not too bad. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. Uh, it's interesting though, because with clients, like at the end of the day, they're paying for a service. So I'm like, how much of this do I just take and how much of it do I like demand back my time and stuff? So I think finding that nice balance is interesting. I think I've done a pretty good job of finding that balance after 7 years. But yeah, it's really interesting because I recognize that like obviously they're paying for our service. So it is what it is. But yeah, the thing I do like about it, though, like I mentioned, is I like that it's made me more adaptable for sure. Like if I have to kind of quickly flip my schedule on its head. But to your point, if it's a time where I could have put somebody else in and now I'm also like another client is kind of getting sewered because they're not getting a time, then that's the crummy part. But
That, or if I know, like for me, it's also, I mean, I will say, like, if a lot of my clients know now, like if they miss, even if they last minute cancel because
Yeah.
they're sick, they're more on like monthly retainer than they are sessions. So a lot of them are okay. They're just kind of like, I know that I'm gonna eat the session. There are a couple of clients that I have that pay for one-off sessions. That's just how it's preferred. That's just what they want to do. It's fine, whatever. But when they last minute
Yeah.
cancel, they won't have paid for the session initially. And so there's a couple of clients where I just have to make in a nice way, make it clear, which is like totally understand last minute sickness, like it happens sometimes, but also like this is still how I make a living. Like this is actually like, and somebody could have been in that spot. Like this is how I make my money. So like,
Yeah.
sorry you're not feeling good, but like you still pay me the session. Like I'm sorry, like you still owe me. There's a certain point, and it depends on the person. Like I can always tell when the intent
Yeah.
is they're really fucking sick, they never cancel like this. I'm like, word, go to bed. Like I get it because I've also had it where I try to like, I'm like, I'll wake up feeling good tomorrow, and then I
Yeah.
feel like ass, and it's just like, sorry, you don't mean to last minute cancel, but it happens. But then there are the people that you can tell like they'll get the fucking sniffles, and then they'll go through their day, and then they'll
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah.
I
You
don't
could
think
have
I want
told
to
me
go
this
train,
morning that you
and it's
weren't
like,
feeling well,
no,
and I
you're
probably
paying
would have had a
me,
little bit of
like
relief
you're
if
you're
you
paying
decided
me.
to wait all day and then make a call because you just felt like, yeah, it's just like, just make a call. Be confident in your decisions and just do that because it saves both of us time and money. But 100%.
I don't think I have any other client rants. Like, I mean, I also like I'm pretty blessed with half of it. Like most of
Yeah.
the thing too. The pet peeves are like clients that I do not deal with anymore at all. But also I'm pretty lucky in that the clientele that I've been able to work with is just overall like very kind, respectful. They understand if anything, they're like wanting to pay me more. They're like, you should charge us more. You should whatever. Like, no, 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 don't pause our training for a week because you're out of town. Like, let's just keep roll. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah, no, exactly.
usually
I'm
my
super lucky.
clients
I
are
love
like
my
almost
roster.
over the
I've got a
top
lot of
wanting to
great
help me
people,
out.
and so
So
it's just I think it's funny. I didn't really have much to say on this particular topic with ranting. There's a ton of things I could rant about in gyms, but I don't have a ton to rant about with clients because one, I've just again kind of learned who I'd want to filter with, or I've filtered who I've wanted to work with over the years, and so I feel like I'm just working with people that I get along with and that I vibe with. Um, and all the things that we've brought up, they're annoying, but it honestly does feel like it is just part of the job sometimes. And if I just don't want to work with somebody like that, I just won't anymore. So, like you said, just kind of few and far between now. But all right, what's our next topic? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we're in the people business, so we got to deal with people, including ourselves. But the
Okay,
next thing is we're gonna talk about trainer pet peeves,
perfect.
and
Kick us off.
I feel like I could come up with quite a few of these because I think that the first pet peeve that I have as a trainer, oh, with with other trainers is when I see trainers putting their clients through the exact same session all day long. That really bothers me. And it's not because if you work with a, like for me in particular, I work with a very similar clientele. So a lot of the exercises and the movements we're going to do, they're going to look similar from client to client. And also, there's only a certain amount of exercises like like there's a pool of exercises that are like meaningful, help really move the needle. Like you're gonna do some of the same stuff, but when I see the exact same session, bro, like I mean, it's like a mom, a grandpa, a little kid, or whatever. It's like the same fucking to the T session all day, and you can just tell a trainer is not putting in any effort in terms of programming. That I cannot stand that. Like no care. Really everything that comes down with the trainer stuff is just no care cuz another one is like if they're on their phone all the time. Don't get me wrong. I'm on my phone when I'm with clients. The trainers that say they're not, it's just like you're fucking lying. You're full of shit. Like I'll come over here to my computer sometimes. I'm responding to another client. I'm looking at an email. I'm texting client back on my phone. Um, my mom asked me a question. I need to get back to her real quick. Like I'm on my phone with clients. But when I'm seeing a trainer and they're just like every time I look over, they're like this. I,
Yeah, yeah.
bro,
The same
it like
workout
really
too
fucking
in
grinds my
terms of
gears.
uh, it's funny. It's like I like how you put it into like the age categories where 100% there's always going to be crossover with movements, especially it depends on the style of gym you're in. Like if you have a landmine and dumbbells and a rack and a bench, there's going to be things that you gravitate towards. So you're going to see a lot of crossover with movement. But to add on to what you said, my thing that I don't love is when people don't even map out a program at all for their clients and they just wing it all the time. And again, people come in, especially when you're working with people who maybe are dealing with pain, or if you're dealing with athletes, that like you have to pivot. Sometimes you look at the plan for the day and you're like, never mind, we're not doing any of that. And you kind of have to wing your way through a session. And that really does separate the great trainers from the okay ones, is if you can deliver just as good of a session with what you were going to, like if you had something planned that was great, and you made it either better or you gave them like equal greatness with something that you kind of had to wing because they came in under certain circumstances, perfect. You're good at your job. So it has nothing to do with like, sometimes you have to just wing it through the session and change things as you go. That's totally okay. That's being adaptable. But to not even have a plan in the first place or an idea of where you want their program to go, and you're just like, yeah, we're going to do this and that and this. And I'm like, they pay for you to get them from A to B. And how the hell are you supposed to get from A to B when you're just like constantly moving? You're not even moving the needle, you're just like taking it right off the friggin' dial every time and hoping that it lands somewhere. So yeah, that grinds my gears a little bit when people don't even like make an effort to plan for their clients. I saw that a lot in the commercial space, to the point where our managers started like doing monthly check-ins to make sure we were actually programming for our clients, which is hilarious. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add on to that. I think that's it.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I understand like some trainers, of me, oftentimes I'm working off of systems, so I'm kind of working like off of an overarching base system of training, which I guess I would consider a program. So I suppose I'm one of those coaches that like I don't go in with like, let me pull up this person's program. There are people that I will do that with, especially depending on the season, or
Mhm.
um, how often they're working with me or how often they're not working with me or whatever. I will have legitimate, like, this is their program and we'll work off of that. But oftentimes when I have clients coming in, we're working off of like systems. It also depends on their goals. Sometimes it's just like you just want to move better, feel better. If you don't have a basic, if you have a very
Yeah,
generic overarching
yeah, but
goal,
you still
then the
follow
program can be
principles,
kind of a
right? Like you
generic overarching
follow,
program.
and I don't
Um,
even want to use the
if
term
you have,
progressive overload, but you use the principles and like a basic understanding of biomechanics to take them from A to B, and you progress it week over week, whether it's through movement, through load, through volume, like doesn't matter. But you still have an idea. It's not just like, okay, we're gonna do this workout one day and then this workout the next day, and then it's like, man, I don't know what's happening here. If I'm confused by what you're doing, because I do some weird stuff in the gym. Like I do some weird exercises. I put my clients through some interesting stuff. I try things out on myself when I learn something. So I'm all open for like something not looking like a standard program. I'm all for it. But if I get confused, that's when I know that I'm like, okay, I'm pretty open minded and I see like the light side in a lot of these things. So if I'm confused, there's something going on here.
yeah, absolutely. Another one that I'm actually stealing one of yours that you brought up, but if a trainer shows up, like clearly from their own training session, still
That's
nasty,
right.
dirty, and they show up to train clients, that's so disgusting. I cannot like, uh, either I understand if you do like a quick 30-minute little workaround or whatever and you're not that smelly and you, but like if you show up, if you're like wearing the shirt that you train people in and then you work out, and especially if you're doing a hard workout or you're sweaty, gross, nasty, like, and then you go and just train clients again, like for me it was very important that I have some kind of like outfit change, actually, just for selfish purposes, honestly, because it's like I am clearly in workout mode. Don't fucking talk to me. Like that was my reason of like, okay, I'm gonna have some kind of outfit change because I want people to know that I'm like not in a space for people to fucking talk to me. This is my workout time. But also because it's like, bro, I've got to do a 6-8 hour day in this outfit. I'm not trying to be like half of
Or
the
just
day
feel like
feel like
sticky
I don't
in
want to
like the sweaty
smell
shirt all day.
myself. That's
Yeah,
so
there was a
gross.
guy at the last time we talked about this. There was a guy that I don't know how he got hired. It was when I was a manager at the commercial gym. He got hired right before I got there. I think the manager before me was just trying to meet some kind of like monthly whatever goal for hiring someone. But he hired this guy who said he was a power lifter. I've never seen someone more uncoordinated in my life. He was uncoordinated, he was weak, And he was terrible at moving. And he would wear his bright red shirt that said personal trainer staff on the back of it. And he would work out in it. And these are like these like thick, dry fit shirts. Like they hold the smell if you wear them for too long. You gotta wash them. And so this guy's working out. He's sweating profusely. He's doing the grossest deadlift I've ever seen in my life. He was basically doing a Jefferson curl with two plates, and like I think it was like 275 on the bar, maybe 300 pounds. But he was doing a Jefferson curl, and it wasn't an intentional Jefferson curl. You could tell that he had no idea what he was doing, sweating profusely. And then I look at the clock, and I went up to him. I was like, "Hey man, don't you have he had a consult with somebody brand new?" I was like, "Don't you have a consult in 1 minute?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'm almost done here." I said, "Okay, well they're waiting downstairs for you." He's like, "Oh, okay, I'll go." So he goes downstairs, walks back up, talking to them, still just profusely sweating. I was like, no, 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 no. I would not hire this man ever in my life for anything. That was so. That's why I'm like, oh, if I see anybody, like, bring a separate shirt, bring workout clothes. I'll go home. I mean, I'm lucky that I live close to the gym, but if I forget my gym clothes, I will go home and get my gym clothes. I will not work out in like the shirt that I'm wearing to train my clients. I can't.
Yeah. Another pet peeve of mine is, bro, eat whatever you want, but trainers, I don't even care, especially if you eat it out on the main floor. But if you are eating it in the even in the back room, like if you're eating some nasty fast food, I'm just it's like walk the walk. Also, like have the decency to fucking eat it at home. Like don't bring it in here. I don't want to see it in the back room. I don't want to smell Taco Bell in the back room. I don't want to look at Taco Bell. It makes me want to poop my pants just looking at it. I don't want to look at it. And also people on the main floor, like look like you should be embarrassed. Like if you're a trainer and you're on the main floor and you're eating freaking McDonald's, like what are you do what not only like what are you showing other people, but also like this is such a hypocritical, like you are supposed to be a representation of what it means to be healthy. And so like you should not be bringing fast food into a gym. Like
We're
it's
not
just
giving out pizza because you
this
showed
is
up for
not
your
fucking
workout.
Planet
Yeah,
Fitness, bro. Like
100%.
we're not here doing
100%.
Friday.
I definitely have forgotten food before, like had a really long day and like have gotten something delivered, but it's generally like not like I'm not gonna sit there and eat a burger and fries on the main floor. And even then, I still like I'll eat it in the back where people can't see because I don't like showing off like brands of what I eat because I mostly just like meal prep on Sundays and go off of that. But it's just also you just feel like trash. Like I don't know, people who do that don't actually have a lot of clients because if I ate a burger and fries from McDonald's and then tried to stand there for 6 hours talking to people, like I'd hate myself. Like I would not feel good at all.
Yeah, you can't do it, dude. Yeah, that's and for me, it's one
Yeah,
thing to order food. Like I would
yeah,
order sometimes a bowl. Like I'll get like a Chipotle bowl, or I'd bring back like some kind of like veal, or just like some kind of just bowl or
yeah,
some or of some sort, or like a healthy, like I'd bring a wrap from Publix or something. But I'm not gonna if you see a bat like Arby's, I mean there was this one dude who would come in, or one chick who, what was it that she would bring in all the time? I mean, it was like Burger
no,
King and like
yeah,
Wendy's, and I'm just like, first of all, not even good fast food. Like, choose a
yeah,
better. Like, if you're gonna come in with fast food,
yeah.
like it needs to be Five Guys, bro. I want to see like I want the good fast food. We're not. We're doing Chick-fil-A. We're doing Five Guys. We're doing something good here.
And that's
Like, make it at least
exactly. It's not even
worthy
worthy of
of the
actually eating it.
bullshit. But you're coming out in here, yeah, bro, you're coming in here with fucking Whataburger? No. No. The only time Whataburger is worthy is if you drunk as hell and you're getting a honey butter chicken biscuit at 2 in the morning,
I
fucked
wish I
up
had
with
had
a
that
side of
before. We
fries.
don't have that in Canada.
Okay?
That's too bad.
There's nothing better than being absolutely plastered
Yeah.
and going through the drive-through with someone else driving, of course, with someone else
Oh,
driving,
I
ordering
have
yourself a
never.
honey butter chicken biscuit. Are you kidding me? They only serve them from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. And so it's literally for
Ever.
people who are either, I don't know,
Yeah.
psychopaths and getting Whataburger for
Yeah.
breakfast,
Yeah.
or drunk ass motherfuckers like Moa. Whenever I'm going through the drive-through, this dude, nothing better. That and fries. They also, some people at Whataburger, they'll get
I
pancakes.
can
I don't
rock
think
a
that's the
pancake
move. I
at
think the
like
honey butter
2 in the
chicken
morning
biscuit is
after
the
hitting the
move with
bars
the
for
side of
sure.
fries. See, but
Okay.
if I'm doing that, I'm going to Waffle House. And I'm going to
Nice.
Waffle House and I'm getting myself a
That's
waffle and
epic.
hash
I
browns.
wish, yeah, I think we mostly just had McDonald's was really the only thing that was open for us. We didn't have anything else fun. Canada's boring. I'm pretty sure. I think that's it. Yeah, that's literally the only place we used to go after the bars
That sucks
back in my
so
youth.
bad. Yeah, no, we would do, especially because
Nice.
where my high school was, it was right by a Whataburger. So we would do Whataburger, or
Are those like 24 hours,
we
those
have
things?
several Waffle Houses.
Nice.
Tallahassee is like, oh yeah, 24 hours, three fucking 65 days out of the year, bro. I mean, it is like they never close. Hurricanes, there's gonna be a hurricane. You know it's bad if it's a bad hurricane, it's because Waffle House is closed. Like that's how you know like the world is really not doing well.
That's so
Is if
funny.
Waffle House is
I think, do you guys have
closed,
Denny's there?
shit
I
is
think our
bad.
Denny's
Like
are
it is
open
not good
24 hours.
because
I'm pretty sure. It's like a little diner. I can't remember the last time I was in one.
yeah, I think Denny's might be. I don't really fuck with Denny's. We used to also have like a
Okay.
Village Inn. No, a Village Inn that used to be 24 hours and it's not anymore. But yeah, the only two that I would really mess around with. There were a few places that were 24 hours, but the only places that I would really mess around with
Nice.
were Waffle House or Whataburger. Those were like my jam if I was, or I would just go home and my sister, I used to go home. I'm exposing myself so hard. I used to go out to a party. This was I would go out to a party just to smoke somebody else's weed because I did not want to purchase, buy, or own my own marijuana. And so I would go out and I would
That's
literally be like,
so funny.
"Hey, everybody," and act like I was gonna fucking party hardy. And I would just be like, I would go flirt with, and there would always be a couple of boys, and they'd have the weed, and they were so easy to get, like, they want to smoke you out because like you're a cute little girl. So I'd be like, "Hey guys, what's up? Oh my god, we're joining!" And I'd like smoke weed, and I'd fucking
And then
walk around and
see you
like talk with
later.
people, and then just fucking Irish goodbye. Go through the door. They would not see me again. They would not see. I would get texts. Where did you go? What's going on? No response. My sister would know the drill. I'd be like, I'd send her a text. I'd be like, on the way. Get home. And by the time I got home, because I would be quick with it. Like I would have a
Nice.
system. It's like by the time I got home, I'd be fucking high as shit. So I'm like home, high as
Oh,
fuck, and my sister would have crepes, these crepes that she would make with
epic.
like this lemon
Epic.
powdered sugar sauce thing on top and hash browns.
Yeah,
And we would turn on Avatar The Last Airbender, and it would be fucking midnight on like a Friday, Saturday night, and we would just eat
that
hash
sounds
browns
electric. That
and
sounds like the
crepes
best
and
Friday
watch
night.
Avatar The Last Airbender, and it
That's like
was
my
like
friend.
the
You just
best
reminded me. I
fucking.
have a friend who is now dating a woman who I think knew at the time that she was gay, but she would go on these dates with these guys just to get a free meal. So she like didn't even have like a serious interest in dating any of these guys. She would just go on these online dates just so she could get a free meal out of them and then never see them again. And I was like, that's electric.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not good enough for that. I can't sit through a dinner with someone I don't like. Like I legitimately would be like, I'd rather pay for my own meal than sit through this fucking dinner. Because then also afterwards you always have to
Yeah.
have the awkward like they're gonna try to kiss you or they're gonna want to bring you home and you're gonna be like, no. And
Go
it's just
go
like I
take
don't even
somebody
want to
else's
have
weed and
that.
then go home
I'll
and have
pay for my own
crepes.
shit. Like, no. The best is though, I if a dude, if you're just
Mm.
talking to a guy and he'll like Uber Eats you food, he'll be like, "Oh, like let me get you some food. You're hungry, you don't want to go anywhere. Oh, let me get like to try and impress." And I'm like, "Thanks." And then I'm just like, "This
I'm
isn't
so sorry.
working.
Thank you for the food though.
I'm out. Bye." Bro, high school and college Abigail was a tough bitch to deal with because now,
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm like, oh, this is like so nice. I would feel bad, whatever. But like before, I was like, fucking Send me food, give me weed, give me
And meanwhile,
drink.
you're
I
just
don't care.
blaming me at the
I
beginning for
don't
being like, yeah,
care.
well, if I lose at everything, I'm gonna be pissed. But if I win at everything, then that's an ick for them. So I need to like when it comes to like dating, like I need there to be competition. But if I win everything, that's bad. And if I lose everything, that's also bad because I'm too competitive for that. So it's a balance.
Oh, I'm the hardest person to date, Veronica. Because there's no, I make fun of you. I am the most difficult. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
much better than I was. Thank God. Like, I'm definitely not college, high school Abigail, but I am still a difficult person because I'm also, yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, I want you to be more successful than me, but also when you're more successful than me, I'm going to also be like jealous of the fact that you're more successful than me. And also, I need you to be caring, but if you're like really on my
Yeah.
shit all the time, it's going to bother me. So I need you to kind of have like an elusive nature to you. And also, I need you to care, but if you like are like one of those people that's
Like I don't
anxious
need
about
much. I just
shit and
need
like
this
really
and that and
neurotic
this and
like me,
that.
it's gonna
So
really
don't need
clash.
this.
So I need you to also be chill.
Oh, and this very particular thing.
I need you to be like really hot, but also if you're too hot, it's gonna make me insecure. You just so I just need you to be
That's so funny.
non-exist.
That's
I
why I
need
have one
well,
of those,
whoever it is just doesn't
common,
exist.
like
So
common
that's
originals.
that's
That's
it.
part of the prescript community. But I know his shirts are sick, but he has one that he sold a while back that said "Stay Toxic" on the front. I was like, I need that. Just walk around.
I need that. I know. My poor boyfriend now. I like he's actually great, but it's just I'm like sitting there
Yeah.
and I'm very aware of like my own neuroses. And so I will almost just send him a warning text where I'm just like I'm feeling I took a there's a test where
Yeah.
you can see like the level of whatever you are. So it'll tell you like how
Yeah.
extroverted, how conscientious, how whatever, it's like the ocean test. And neuroticism is one of them, and I was ranked like an 87. Actually, I took it
So
twice
funny.
because that's how neurotic I am. The first time I took it, I was a 98 in neuroses. So I was like, I refuse to be a 98, so I raged.
Oh my God.
Anyways, so I'm an 87 now. So I'll just send him a text and I'll just
Got
be
it.
like, I'll literally just send 87 and he'll be like, got it. And so, and he almost knows to just like not talk to me that day. And then he'll just send me a text. He'll be like, I love you so much. I'm
That's
thinking about
so
you.
funny.
And it's like, and that's it. And it's honestly perfect because the next day I'll wake up and I'll be like, I'm
The
good. We're
awareness is
fine.
there.
But
Didn't you
I'm just
send me
letting
that
you know
text a
I'm
while
having a
back? And you're like,
fucking
please tell
day.
me that you also scored high, and I didn't. And you're like, fuck, it's just me.
I know, dude. It's so annoying. There are people because there are some people too that I'm like, they have to be higher than me. Like they must be. They must be. And they would be like, no, I got like a 54. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And so I'm sitting at first I was like, oh my God, like,
Do I need to see somebody
do I
about
need
this?
to go talk to somebody? Like, am I really unwell? Like, because nobody else, yeah. And then a couple of people came in and they were sending me theirs and they were like an
Yeah.
89, a 92, and I was like, oh, okay, you guys are fucked up. God, what's y'all's problem? Like, you guys
Oh,
seriously
that's
get it
hilarious.
together.
I want to redo it. I don't even remember what I got. Send it to me. Send me the link.
I'll send you the link again. But do you have any more
No,
trainer pet
well,
peeves?
no, because you
I
shared that
basically
one
just gave
with
all of
wearing your
my own
shirt.
pet peeves. I'm so annoying.
Um, no, I think I'm good. It's just like it's funny because some days I go into work and I'm just irritable, and I just have to recognize if like that's my mood. And I'm never like irritable with clients because that's obviously just unprofessional. So like I can switch it on and off for clients, but sometimes I just get irritated with people around me at work, and I just know that I don't know, I have to check in. I'm like, is this a me problem or a them problem? And generally I'm just like irritated about something else, and so it's not a them problem. So I'm just like, it's probably me. But that's why I just pay attention to what I do. I focus on me. I focus on my clients. Like if I kind of get annoyed at people at work, I focus on me and my clients, and then like everything else kind of takes care of itself. Because at the end of the day, it's just like it's hard to share spaces with somebody sometimes. Like they could be a great person. I could get along with them great, and sometimes just like having people in your space is like too much crossover or like lack of awareness of like necessarily where you are in space, and then trying to organize like a bunch of clients in one room. Like it's just I don't know. We did it with well, I'm really lucky in the space I have now because we have so much space. So it's like way better. But in the commercial gym setting, we were cramming like 8 trainers and their clients into basically like a 800 square foot space. Not even like it was is yeah, not even. It was probably a 600 square foot space in our like personal training area, and we would have like 8 trainers, 8 clients. It was a disaster. So it's funny, anytime I'm kind of like annoyed at work, I just think about that. I'm like, there's actually a lot of space here and there's a lot of equipment. Nobody needs to get their panties in a knot. So yeah, I just like my job. I like my clients.
Yeah. Sometimes sometimes I feel like I take up
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
am just me. It's like, man, I want to get away from myself. I'm too much.
yeah,
I
yeah,
am too much space and I would like to escape my own self and I can't. So, yeah, when you add in other people, of
yeah.
course, it's like
Yeah,
there are just
there
times
was
when it's
one
like
trainer at the commercial
everyone's
gym,
annoying
which you brought it up
me
with
and I'm
like
pissed.
general people before. There was one trainer at the commercial gym who would set up like a 12 exercise circuit for his client all over the gym and then just demand that everything stay open as he went around like all 12 stations. And I'm like, man, first of all, this guy had no idea what he was doing. He's a terrible trainer. Uh, Second of all, totally like just inefficient use of space and time and equipment. And I so that kind of stuff like bothers me. But I don't know, I work in such a small community now that like I don't, yeah, I had more to complain about when I was in the commercial gym because there's just the trainer turnover is so quick and the member turnover is so quick. The average like attendance for people in like the commercial gym at the time when I was there was half a workout a month for the members. So that means that there was a ton of people that were there like 5, 6 days a week, but there were so many more people that had memberships and just never went that brought the average workout across members down to half a workout a month. And so when like you just you get some weirdos. There's a lot of people that have memberships and they float in once in a while. So it's always entertaining though. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I got.
Absolutely.
Good for
Wow.
us. Go team.
Well, we ran it for 51
Go
minutes, so I
team.
think we did pretty good.
I don't even remember. I don't even remember what we talked
Go
about.
team.
I blacked out.
I don't even know how to I don't either, and I don't even know how to exit this other than
Just
just be
have
like,
self awareness. And
don't
if
be
you're a
fucking
trainer,
annoying
have self
everybody.
awareness for both you and your client because they pay you. So you need to have self awareness for both of you sometimes. And that's okay. But be aware.
Be aware. And on that note, we will see you next. Well, we won't. I'll see you
So you won't.
guys next week. Peace out. Bye.